I woke up in the morning. I was young. I was 20 years old. As usual, I was really late for work, right? So I rushed and I brushed my teeth. I had a shower. I quickly dressed. And on my way out, I grabbed a piece of toast and I ran down. I sat in the cab and thank God I'm inside the cab. So I flip my phone. I turn on the front camera, and I take a selfie. And I'm suddenly 30 years old. I'm like, it's okay, I'm still young. It's fine. So I'm waiting in the traffic and there's a car next to me. There's a cute guy. I look at him and I wink. And I say, call me. And I give him my card. And I'm like, you know what? I know what I'm going to do after I come back from work today. And I go to work. I have a long day filled with meetings and, Toastmasters meeting as well. I finish all of it and I'm ready to go back. And by this time, I again look at my watch and it tells me that I'm now 40 years old. I go home and I decide that it's fine. I still have time. 40 is not a bad age. 40 is the new 20, guys. So then I have my dinner and I'm ready. I'm in bed. I open a book and I decide to read. And I look at myself. Suddenly, my hands have wrinkles. I look at the mirror. My hair is completely grey and I'm 60 years old. A very good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Have you ever had this feeling that you feel like time is flying out of your hands?
Yes.
And before you know it, you're 60 years old like me. And you're wrinkly and you're great. Anyone in the room? So today, I decided that how is it that we can stop the time? How is it that we can somehow make sure that life does not take control of us, but we take control of life? And while thinking about the various ways that we always read about in the newspapers, I came across one thing that you would have heard about and maybe associated with crazy mumbo jumbo. And that is Feng Shui. Has anyone heard of Feng Shui in this room before?
Yeah.
Do you associate it with a tortoise that's in water, which will felicitate that you will have foreign travels in the future? Because that's what it's mostly known for. But then digging a little deeper, I realized that this is an ancient Chinese art, and Feng Shui means air and water. Now, what do air and water have to do with it, right? But let me tell you, this human body is 60% water. And what are we doing at every second? We're breathing in and out. So technically, more than we realize, the surroundings have a profound impact on us. And for anyone in this room who's wondering, you know how the tides are caused? It is by the moon. It's by the lunar cycle. So it's not just the tides, but the lunar cycles can also have a crazy impact on our own bodies. So if you are really aware and if you silently just wait and observe your body over long periods of time, you'll realize that during lunar cycles, there will be a surge in your energy levels. And it is this science that Feng Shui is trying to use and incorporate into your day-to-day life. That how is it that we as human beings can become more cohesive with the space around us, be more aware of it in a way that we are in harmony with not just the universe, but with ourselves. And in this process, not only do we become more mindful of what's happening around us, but also more independent and confident of the way we are progressing in life. So the one basic concept that the entire Feng Shui runs on is the concept of Qi. So Qi stands for energy. Now this energy can come in various life forms. Light, of course. We are basically a human plant that's not photosynthesizing, but is working on exactly the same principle. So there's light, there's water, and there's air. So in any space that you're in, these are the three factors that will really impact on how you feel. I want you all to close your eyes. Now, I want you all to imagine that you are in a room with grey walls. There is a window, but it's high up. The room that you're in has very, very high walls. And when you spread your arms across, the room stops. Okay, now I want you to transform and shift. You are now in a house which has two giant windows at the side. There's a lot of sunlight that's flooding in. The house is filled with green tiny plants. It's clean. There are colors of white and there's browns on the walls. And I want you to open your eyes. And I want you to tell me that how dramatically different did you feel when you just imagined yourself being in these two places? In one, you would have felt constricted. You would have felt like you wanted to get out of there. It didn't make you feel like you wanted to stay. And in another space, you would have felt like, yes, I like this. I would want to stay here. So with this, I would like to tell you 4 ways, simple ways by which you can incorporate the principles of Feng Shui in your day-to-day life. The very first one is, there is something known as objects of command, which is your stove, your bed, or your desk. Now these have to face the doorway or the entry of the door, simply because how the energy enters is via a portal. The portal for us is a room or a window. So you have to make sure that these objects are placed exactly in front of it. Alright. The second thing is, just as I spoke about active objects, there are other active objects such as books, shoes, anything that you use on a day-to-day basis and which brings out the energy should not be stored under the bed. Alright, because you're technically blocking the energy from coming into your life. And the third one is pretty simple, and I think our mothers were very wise when they said that, keep your house really clean of the clutter, especially from the corners. Because when you imagine energy, it's swirling around in circles. And the circular motion can get blocked when it is obstructed by things in the corner. So you have to make sure that your corners are clear of any unnecessary objects, and as well as your windows. Because just as a door is a portal of energy, the window is how you view the world and how the energy comes inside your house. So let it be light or air. So make sure the windows in your house are unobstructed. If you don't need the curtains, don't pull the curtains in. And the very final one I have for you is, in the morning, make sure that you do your bed. And every time you do that, you feel the linen when you fold it. When you brush your teeth, you take a moment and not be like me and turn 70 by the time you rush through the day. And with this, I really hope that you can incorporate the principles of Feng Shui into your day-to-day life by these simple hacks and somehow transform yourself and get away from the mad rush that sometimes life forces upon us. And with this, over to our lovely TMOD, Toastmaster Samra.